This question's for both of you. Paul Scruggs said that this team is really close. There's a bond unlike last year. And I'm wondering, for you guys who've played on different teams, what is your assessment of the chemistry of this group so far?
I think that every day gets a lot better. I've noticed that, every guy's learned how to talk to each other, how to respond to one another. Get up here. All right. You learn how to talk to each other a lot better and learn how to respond to each other, and definitely getting close. And when you spend every day with a group of guys, you get closer and closer. I think the past couple months have been really good for that.
Yeah, I think, like Zach said, we're spending more time with each other, especially as we start to travel. Like going to Ohio State this past weekend, we spent a lot more time with each other. A lot of us live together in apartments and stuff like that. So I think we're really close in comparison to other teams I've been on.
In practice, you guys, Zach, you get to go against Tyreek, and Kyle, you get to go against Najee. And I'm just curious, those are not easy things to do. What's that been like to kind of get to play against those guys every day?
All right. Yeah, I think for me, it's really helped me improve on both ends of the floor. Coming from the Ivy League, I don't really get to play against athletes like Najee on the regular, and so having someone bigger guard me and then having to guard him on the other end, I feel like it's just helping me improve my offensive game and my defensive game. Me and Najee definitely battle during practice. I know you've seen us get into it, so it's definitely helping, I think, us both. And I think for him, it's helping him and the team, I feel like, be more confident in me, just seeing how I can do against Najee, who's a great defender, and someone who's really athletic on the offensive end as well.
Same idea against Tyreek. I mean, he's as big as me, strong. Yeah, he's really strong, and so he and I definitely have a great chance to make each other better. Like I've got length that he has to finish over. He's got a lot of strength and power that I have to work on. So I think it's definitely a lot different playing against somebody that big and that strong. But he and I are definitely making each other a lot better every day.
Zach, what differences have you seen on court since taking the jump to Division I? There's a lot of great IQ on every player, a lot of great speed and athleticism. Like Najee Marshall, he's like 6'7" and super athletic, and he's like a 3, and he's running point for us sometimes too since Q's been out for a little while. So size is a big thing, speed definitely, but also there's a lot of great basketball at D2 as well. So.
Did you guys play in multi-team events when you were at your previous schools? And I'm saying that because you're going to Maui here in a couple of weeks. Have you played in anything like that before, an exempt event heading into this season?
Last year we played in the Small College Basketball Hall of Fame Classic or something like that. It's like the beginning of the season kickoff with some of the top D2 schools in the nation. So I did that last year.
I never did, no. But I'm looking forward to Maui.
So every game is like, obviously you don't want to look past the next one, but it's a blockbuster field. How much of a proving ground is it for you guys in that tournament?
I think that's definitely going to be big for us. Is coming out like a team that doesn't have a ton of hype around it, but has a lot of new people and new talent that we can all pull together. So it's kind of like a big stage to step forward and say like, hey, we're here and we're not messing around. So I'm very excited about it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, pretty much the same. I think we're very motivated this year because we know the team lost a lot of people in production from last season, and so a lot of people have less expectations of us this year. But I think we've been working hard every day, and I think Maui will be the first time of the season where we go against some of the better programs in the country. So we're looking forward to it for sure.
I don't know if you're aware, but there's a Hula contest in Maui, and two guys from each team get to compete. And I've been asking some other guys who they think the best Hulaers might be on this team. Who do you guys think might really stand up?
I'm not going to say who's the best because they're probably going to be awful, but this man is definitely going to do it.
No,
and I already know he's going to do it. Like there's the one dude on our team that's about to be like pulled into it is right here.
Yeah, they'll probably vote for me to do it, but I haven't done that probably since like elementary school. So we'll see how well I do if I do it.
But you have done it before?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like hula, not like hula hoop. It's like you're gonna put on like the coconuts and the
Bro, I've been to Hawaii before.
Right. Oh, I have. Okay.
Yeah. Come on now.
I hope they have the coconuts for them. I hope they do.
Took a family trip to Honolulu when I was younger, so got a little experience.
Zach, if memory serves me well, you played in an exhibition game against X here 2 years ago.
I did.
Do you have any like enduring memories of that, or positive, negative?
I do actually. So that was my first year starting for Ferris. You know, we had just lost our starter, so I was kind of stepping into a role, and I think that might have been our first game to play, and that was awful. I was absolutely horrendous. I fouled out in like 5 minutes into the second half. They had just instituted like the cylinder rule, and I remember as soon like first time Sean O'Mara caught the ball, I just like got up and doing shoving around a little bit, and they immediately called the foul. And then also Edmund Sumner caught a huge lob that game, and he still has that as his like Twitter background right now. And I talked to him just a little bit ago when he was here, because my old point guard actually hit him up and was like, "Dang, bro, you still got that up?" And so I said something to him again. Hopefully he takes it down, because
he was here for practice.
Yeah, he stopped by for practice like a couple weeks ago. But yeah, no, it was definitely, I mean, it was a cool experience. I loved when we would come to an exhibition match, like, you know, big D1s. It was a lot of fun, and that was one bad game, but yeah, it's okay.
Do you guys notice anything different about being here, where this is a featured sport and it's not a football school or a different type of school, where this is sort of the main attraction?
Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've noticed it just because I guess the energy that surrounds college football at this time has people in Cincinnati waiting for college basketball. So, you know, I'll just be in Cincinnati and people will notice the X gear and start talking to me about basketball and stuff like that. So that's different for me for sure, and, you know, it has me super excited for the season.
I definitely love it because Ferris was very, very good athletic for football. I think they're like ranked 4th in the nation right now. As well as volleyball is very good, as well as had a D1 hockey program that everyone was really hyped about that I had to share the season with. And so, I mean, we definitely outcompeted all those teams sometimes, which was great. But having it just be about basketball here just, you know, makes you want to play so much better, want to be so much better, because you got so many people that are behind you.
You guys mentioned it, and I know it's kind of been mentioned in everybody we talked to so far today, that there isn't the usual hype around this team, and it seems like you guys are very aware of that. Is that talked about amongst the team, amongst yourselves, that maybe people aren't as high on Xavier this year as they should be, and I don't know if you guys use that for anything?
So we don't really talk about it. It's not like a main, like, we don't dwell on it. We talked a little bit about the rankings just when they came out. It just is kind of like, hey, like, this is where people think we are, and we know where we are and where we want to be. So I definitely use that as fire. I use that as fire for me, because, like, I mean, obviously we have a lot of new people, not everyone's going to know about us, but we do have some stuff to prove, and that's definitely fuel for the fire for me. Like, I want to come out and we want to show what we have.
Yeah, I think, you know, like Zach said, Coach Still has definitely brought it up before and made it known where people expect us to be this season, but at the same time, we just focus on coming in every day and, you know, getting better each and every day. And we know that whatever, you know, other people, their expectations for us doesn't define where we can go. So we don't really dwell on it, but we've definitely, you know, made it known, and we just keep working every day to, you know, prove those people wrong.
Apologize if you were asked this already. We were with some of your teammates. Can you tell me the origin of Hanky McSpanky?
See, no, I've been asked that quite a few times since I've been here, and I always tell people, like, it's not as funny as you think it would be. It really isn't. It's a really, like, for such a, I think it's a great name. It's not a funny story. Like, I just had nicknames in high school, like Hanky, Hanky Panky, and then my friend said Hanky McSpanky one time. I was like, that's a Twitter handle. And actually, I told Shannon this. He wanted me to change it to Hanky McSpank Me later, and I'm like, that's a little bit too suggestive. Hanky McSpanky, like, sounds. It's not actually suggestive at all. It sounds that way. And I was actually told when I got here that some of the media people were like, do we need to change this? Like, do we need to change? And the coaching staff loved it, and they said, like, no, we like it where it is. It's funny. We're keeping it. And so I was happy about that.
One follow-up to that, the difference between being at X with that Twitter handle and Fair State.
Yeah, it got noticed. I didn't I've had this since high school, and I haven't been asked one time about it. Maybe in passing, oh, I followed you on Twitter. You have a funny hand. Okay, thanks. But no, here it's actually been a good deal. And I don't know. The team and the coach sometimes call me Spank now, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It's awful. I've been called Hank my whole life, or Z, Big Z, whatever. But then they started calling me Spank, and I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. I really don't want that to be anything at all.
We'll make sure the rest of the Big East fans don't hear that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, whatever.